Hi, my name's Malia Hoff.
Hi, my name is Ria.
Spencer McGowan.
Emily Gonzalez.
I'm Chris McBride.
Shania Wilhite.
My name is Kara.
My name is John.
So I'm only 15, so I don't really know much about love, but I've only had like 2 relationships. But for love, what it means to me is love comes with trust. And like you really need to trust one another for a relationship to work. And love is like your devoted feelings for one another. And it's like a passion for each other. So you crave more passion for one another, and that love like compels through and through.
Okay.
I think love is really important for a relationship because like without it, then what is a relationship?
Well, being so young, do you think that love is more than just passion and feeling, but more work?
More work?
Like you gotta work on the relationship to, you know.
Yes, I really believe in that. Actually,
yeah.
Like I know that kind of contradicts my point,
But
working on a relationship, like I feel like the more you build on it, the more special it really means, and then that's what love is.
Yeah.
Because like the more special it is to you, like the more feelings you have towards another. Because like right now in the relationship that I'm in, so he didn't really know me well, and like he thought I was just like some random girl.
Mm-hmm.
But like once we started to like trust one another, and he asked me if I trusted him, and like like that was only like a weekend or whatever.
Oh, really?
But like I was like, well, I would prefer, instead of me just saying that I trust you and love you, I would prefer to build it over time, and he respected that.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely better to take things slow, especially when trying to find like something real in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
To me, first of all, great question.
Thank you.
But love means commitment. I think sometimes we get a little too caught up in like the butterflies and the fantasy side of it, and we forget that eventually, whether we like it or not, like there's going to be moments in life where that's not going to be there, and you still have to make the choice of, you know, committing to those values and I guess initial feelings that arose for that person. So it's definitely a choice at all times. I think we're faced with like, you know, we meet a lot of people and we could get sidetracked like, oh, like this person, like they might match my personality a little bit more, but you don't know the full picture. And so I think it's a very special thing when you find somebody that, you know, you can vibe with. It's also friendship for sure. I don't think I could say I'm in love with somebody if I can't just, you know, have a conversation with them, like be laughing at all times. To me, like laughter is so crucial. So that's a little bit of what love means to me.
Would you say that love is hard work?
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of steps that you have to take to solidify a relationship because not everything comes easy. Like we both come from different backgrounds, and it's like my level of communication could be way different than yours. Like that other person could be, you know, that's something that they struggle with, and I have to help them out with that and kind of, I guess, get whatever they're feeling out of them, because it's not going to be super natural for them to just communicate that.
When it comes to communication, would you say it's important? Is that important people say it is, or is it depends on how they communicate is what's important?
That is such a good question. I think it's how you communicate, because I could communicate all day, but I'm screaming at you, and homeboy is going to, like, run out the door, like, in a month. But I think it's definitely more of, like, how we communicate and being calm, being respectful at all times. Like, that's huge. We lose respect, you're gone. Bye, sorry.
Would you say the little things matter the most or the big things?
The little things, because at the end of the day, like, that's what comes on a daily basis. The big things, you know, engagements, vacations, that's like a couple of times a year, but the little things are, you know, on a daily.
If you could give any advice to any younger people out there thinking about starting a relationship with someone or just learning how to talk to people, what would you say is any advice you could give to them?
I would say don't rush. Like, we get so caught up in timelines and what other people are telling us. Like, oh, like for me, I'm 22 and my family's like, you're 22, like you're getting behind. You need to start dating now. I'm like, if I don't feel ready for that, I don't have to pursue that because I'm going to end up hurting myself and the other person, and it's just not fair to either party. So just don't rush. It will come. And whenever the time does come to pursue that, like, also just take it slow and one step at a time, because rushing into anything can be a really big problem.
My last question for you would be, how or what does it take to really build self-love?
To really build self-love, at least for me, I'm Christian, and it's one of the biggest things that has helped me in like finding peace in God and who He says that I am, because sometimes who I think I am is like way beneath the standards of, you know, who I know I am through Him. So that is one of the biggest things that has helped me. And like, who am I? I am worthy, I am chosen, and yeah.
I think love to me is a choice. I think it's a daily choice that you make. It's definitely not an easy one. There's a lot of times where people can be difficult, so I think making that choice might be difficult on some days, but to me, love is having the endurance to go through those hard days, waking up each and every day, choosing to love the people that are in your life, no matter what shape that takes form.
What do you think are like some of the, I guess, like the little decisions that make you want to choose to continue to love that person, whether it be friends, family, or a romantic relationship?
I think support is a big thing for me. I mean, I come from a Hispanic family, so that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is you're never going to be facing a situation alone. If you're going through a hard time, somebody's always going to be there to help walk you through that. You're going to be able to be that person for them when their time comes, but also the successes that we face in life. We're big on celebration, so anytime that you have something good going on in your life, it's about who you can call on to help make you feel special and supported. So I think that's most important.
That is very important. Who are some of the people that you like, you know, you can call and rely on like every time when you need that support?
Probably my mom and my sister, for sure. We're super, super close-knit. My sister lives in Virginia now, but even then we talk every single day, and really? I know that they're in my corner. And then I also have a really good friend that we've been friends since the beginning of high school, and she's getting married now, and so I get to be her maid of honor pretty soon. So she's definitely somebody that I love.
Okay. Now, would you say that you yourself are in love?
I wouldn't say romantically, no. So I wouldn't say I'm in love, but there are a lot of people that I love and hold dearly to my heart.
Okay. Now, is there any advice that you can give to people out there that may not have that support system, like someone in their back corner, but that still need to try to find love out there?
I think vulnerability is a really big thing for me. I try to like choose a word for every year that I go through, and that was my year for my senior year of college, because I feel like I was kind of in that place where I didn't have anybody that I felt was like truly in my corner, because I mean, we're coming out of COVID and everything. So I think having I know it's difficult, but just kind of having that moment where you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable with somebody. So it can be anybody. It can be somebody that you don't know very well. It can be a family member, but just having the strength to say, I'm going to put everything on the table, and no matter how they receive that, I can know that I came giving everything that I had, and that I made the effort.
Okay.
Oh, God. I'm still trying to figure that out, I feel like. I think love is more than words, more than affection. Sometimes it's a thought. sometimes it can be everything at once, if that makes sense. But I don't know the question. I don't know the answer to it, I would say right now. I think I'm still figuring it out.
We don't know because it's a really loaded question, like what is love? So if I could ask you, how has love or certain types of love really shaped your life? Like maternal, paternal, relationships or friendships?
Yes, I would say maternal and friendship-wise love has really shaped my life a lot. I think maternal-wise, I don't know if everybody has that experience, but you know how your mom just knows you, like, in and out? Like
you could be walking and she's like, what happened?
Yeah, it's like she just knows you. Like, my mom passed away, but I was just thinking the other day, like, that lady really, like, knew me. I don't think I necessarily told her everything, but maybe I did overshare, but to have somebody that knows you, like, knows your spirit, knows how you're going to say something, knows how you're going to act, I think that's a beautiful love. Friendship love. I think I have a lot of great, like, work colleagues, generational colleagues, friends I've been friends with for a while. I think that type of love is the people that want to see you do well, but are not afraid to, like, tell you, hey, you fucking up, or hey, you need to do this better. I think I value friendships I've had for a long time, but I also value friendships who I don't talk to every day, but we still talk. I think that's a nice type of love as well. I think people, when they think of love, you have to constantly be in somebody's presence. That's not necessarily true. You can still love them and be afar.
Would you say that sometimes people overcomplicate it or try to make something that it's not?
No, I think everybody has a different expression of love. If your love is however you want to, like, my love is different. I don't have to be in your face every day to say, hey, I love you. My love is, or you can turn it around, like somebody calling me, love me. You love me, apparently, maybe, hopefully. Maybe it's thinking of me and giving me a book or just checking in on me. I think I value that type because it's not always in your face. It's just those small instances where, hey, you were thinking about me, and I appreciate that. I know other people have different types of emotions where they need to have that constant, that sounds bad to say validation, but maybe they need to have that reminder. And that could be based off the experiences they have.
Is there ever a time where that, I know you mentioned that your mom passed away, that you can still feel her love, even just going throughout your day, that you can feel that she's here?
Through certain memories and moments when I think of her, like, I'm from the area, so I went to driving school here. So I remember her dropping me off. I remember the driving instructor. And if you're from Redbury, you know the driving instructor. She was, like, really mean, and it stressed me. I knew it was my birthday, and I was crying. She was like, you want me to go cuss out? You want me to beat you up? I was like, no, Mom, I don't need you to do all that. But, like, that instance, I was like, dang, she was willing to go fight for me and go to jail for me. That's crazy. But she also, had this, like, computer letter. I don't know how to describe it. It was from, like, the 2000s. I think my sister was 3, I was maybe 1, and my brother was, like, a newborn. And she wrote it around Christmas, is at least from my Nana said. And, like, I think that's the best way I can describe that maternal love. Like, in it, she put, like, why she loved us, and on mine, I can't go from, like, word from word, but she was like, you care for your siblings so much. And I was 1. So it's just like, dang, how did you know me like that at 1? So, but she wrote that in the 2000s, and I received that from my Nana after she passed. Like, she's like, I always had it. And I was just like, I was like, damn, I really love my mom. She really loved us as well.
Would you say when she said that you loved your siblings even at 1, that kind of love for taking care of people kind of helped in what you're doing right now, and kind of that outreach toward the community?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if I would call it love. I think I would call it more of a passion. I think passion and love is a little bit differently, because with passion, you can let it go. We can move on from it and maybe come back. I feel like with love, it's a little bit harder to just kind of let go or move away from. Like, it's always in the back of your head. Like, my passion right now is, of course, community. But I know at a certain point I'm going to be, not fed up, but I'm going to, want to do a different project. I have different passions.
At some point, you're going to have to realize that it's time to pursue greener pastures.
Yes, because you're going to keep chasing after something that's not chasing, but you might just learn that, hey, I've done all I can here. Maybe somebody else needs to come in with fresher ideas. Like, I don't want to be in the same position. I want to keep elevating, exploring different things, learning different things.
If there's one piece of advice or anything you'd want to say to anybody out there about community or about learning to pursue passion and separating the love from it, is there anything that you'd want to give to them?
Oh, God. I would say find your own love, find your own definition of love. It's not what we always read in books or hear, or whatever you hear from me. My type of love is different from what you might have grown up with or something that you might accept. I would say passion. Man, I've been learning about passion a whole lot since I graduated. Passion, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing. But sometimes we need to separate passion a lot, especially in our personal lives. It does not need to take over your whole life. It does not need to make up the whole essence of who you are. You have a passion for cooking, or maybe you have a passion for like filming, is what you say. Keep a balance. Learn how to explore different things. Get out your comfort zone. I never thought I would do community work like this because, growing up, they always tell you go get a high-paying job. So I was in health. I ended up watching like something about how HIV spread, and I was like, oh, I want to do public health. And then from public health, I was like, oh, I really like community stuff. I had no idea what I wanted to do with community. Then I started here, and I was just like, I like interacting with people. What can I do with it? But I know long-term wise, this will not be like my long-term solution. I eventually do want to write. I eventually do want to explore maybe animation and stuff. So I would just say, don't let passion consume who you are, because you can find 1,000 different passions with just like going out in the world.
I think something no one really ever mentioned, that whole separation of passion, that you may enjoy something, but that doesn't mean you put all your eggs into it.
Yeah.
Something we've talked about on our podcast a couple times is learning how, even though this is something we enjoy doing, we're not just throwing everything else out the way and just saying, hey, this is what we want to do. We're still pursuing something else as well. And I think that's a rather taboo topic, because we have experienced things where it's like, if you have a passion, go for it.
Yeah.
I think it's just learning how to...
You have to separate them, because just going for it, you might not necessarily have like all the knowledge or the skills or the money or the time to do it. It's not saying just kill it. It's like, okay, what can you do that can build up to this? I like community, right? So that means I like exploring different people's, getting their perspective of how their life, things have affected them. I could pour that into writing if I wanted to. I can pour that into world building, characterization, stuff like that. Probably not say the word right, but there's so many different ways you can get those experience and then mold it into your passion later on, or be like, I never thought I could do something like with that.
What does love mean to me? Love means a many things to me. Love is unjudgmental. It's pure. It's pretty much. It's for me. It's just like where you have no limits. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You just show it's positivity. It's innovative, encouraging. It's just good vibes, good interest. You know, everything is all on the positive side. You know, so that's what real love means to me. For me, it's like it's not a you don't have no limitations. You're just genuinely showing love, interest. Again, it's positivity.
Just deep from within.
Within, deep within.
So would you say it's when it's real love, you and your partner, it's like you're both giving 100% and just making each other better every single day?
Yes, you're giving it 100%. When it's real, genuine, honest love, you're giving 100% no matter what. You're not thinking about the what ifs. So you're not thinking about the risk. You know what I'm saying? It's just genuine love. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a risk taker to love these days because those percentages are very low considering back in the day. But yeah, genuine, honest, pure love. There's no limitations with that.
Yeah. Would you say that you found real love?
I feel like I at one point had found real love. Am I in love right now currently? No, but I still believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I still believe in and hope for it, and I feel like it will come soon.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think it's better to wait for it instead of trying to rush into things?
Definitely better to wait for it. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. You got to make sure you're good with yourself. Can't nobody else. What I'm trying to say is can't nobody else like give you that. You got to have that from within. You got to love yourself. Yeah. Then you can love somebody else. But tomorrow's not promised, so you got to love within yourself. If somebody else is keeping you together, then you got to check yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Love to me means respect and understanding. You know, like you come from two different places, like a two different background, two different everything. So it has to have a mutual respect and understanding to make it work.
How does that respect build? Is it over time, or does it experiences help build respect?
Experience, and sometimes action speak louder than words. You know, so. I think that's how you find out, like, if that person is really, truly respect you or understand you.
Are there times where you feel like maybe love can be blind?
Love can be blind. Yes. Because sometimes you like the person, the first sight, when you know, or you know from somebody, but as the time goes by, the more you know that person, you will know if that person will, works for you.
And would you say there are different kinds of love, like maternal love, for example, and maternal and paternal? Are there different kinds of love that you've experienced?
Yes, absolutely. Maternal love, I'm a mom myself. I have 2 teenagers. And a mother's love is, you can't describe it, but you're there for them, basically. You just support them and, mother natural instinct, basically. You want your best. Father is more protective. Yes. Like, mother is protective, but I think the father is teach them more to be in reality, but sometimes mother can be like more emotional type. A fatherly figure is more rational. That's to me.
If you could give any advice to like new mothers out there about love and kind of what to expect when it comes to raising children, is there anything you could say?
I think just go along, you'll be fine because you will know eventually. There's no manual to grow a child. Yes. I wish there was. So basically, you just go along with what your gut telling you. And then I do a lot of research. If I don't know anything, I do a lot of research. But again, like as the time goes by, you will learn like what's good or bad. Everybody's not perfect. Just basically like living your life and then just do your best. That's it.
If you could say any words of advice or anything to your children, how we ended up, what would you want to say to them?
Listen to your parents because parents know the best. No, but I think it's good. Like you have to experience bad and good because that's how you grow up. Basically like sometimes you go to the wrong path. It's okay because that's like a experience that teaching you. So maybe sometimes people need to be in the bad path to understand more too, but you just there to support. Whatever, just be behind their back, whatever you can just to support, always listen. Like so they can come to you rather than come to anybody else.
It's empowerment. And it's empowerment because you actually are called upon to do your best for somebody else. and you want to be not just your best, but it motivates them to be their best.
Yeah.
So it brings both. Both souls are elevated. Elevated if you truly love each other.
Okay.
And that is a total mystery, how that happens.
Yeah. So how would you know if you truly love that person?
Oh, you know.
Just off the bat?
Off the bat. Well, at least in my example with Katrina, I knew right then that she could be the ultimate.
Yeah. Katrina, she's your wife?
Yes.
Yeah. How long have you guys been married?
We are 2 years married, and we're in our 8th year together.
Okay, congratulations. So, in your example with your wife, when you first met her, how do you know you knew, like, right off the bat? Like, what drew her to you?
We talked, we met. Luckily, I'd watched this motivational video. A guy says, if you see a good-looking girl all by herself, you should go say hi, because a lot of men won't have the courage. So I said, good afternoon.
Okay.
5 hours later, we're still just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I said, she became my ultimate. Then I had to become worthy.
Okay.
And she gets motivated too to be worthy.
So y'all motivate each other to do better every day.
Oh yeah, she's a competitive Russian gymnast, so there's no slacking.
Okay.
First of all, man, that's a very interesting question. People ask that question today. Do you want the Western Dictionary or what it means to me? That was the question.
Yeah.
It's ironic that you mentioned that because someone asked that question not too long ago.
Really?
And the best definition that I've gotten from it is that love is God.
Okay.
When you think about God, and I don't know whether or not you're atheist or not or whatever, but most people do believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
God so loved the world, and he didn't say a different color, a different height, or how much money you had and whatever. He so loved the world. And I don't want to get all religious with it, but what he did, he gave up his only begotten son, according to the Bible. And love is that unconditional type thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it has a lot to do with the unconditional part of agape love. When someone do you wrong or whatever, do you love them? And some people even go forward and said that tough love. You might have to be tough on your son, but you still love him. You might have to be tough with your friend if he's out gang banging or whatever. And you might have to just showing him off and say, man, I love you too much. So I'm going to be tough and allow, hey, you can't ride with me today.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you think that you yourself are in love or with like a certain person, or is it just the love from God?
In love is different from loving someone. You can love people, but being in love, head over heels, I think there's not a lot of people that can actually say that and really mean it. Because if they put into a predicament, would they be in love, head over heels, and just dealing with certain situations that they normally wouldn't deal with, but they become passive. They become passive off into a relationship because they head over here because they in love with a person.
Okay.
And they allow a person to do something that's against their standards.
Yeah.
But since they in love with them, they be passive and then just let it go by. And sometimes they come back to bite you.
What's some advice you would give to people that are like in love and they're not trying to, let people kind of do, I guess, wrong to them, but they need the foresight to see, even though they're in love, like what they might be doing is not good at that time, if that makes sense?
That's a good question. I think that what they will have to do is set boundaries. You know, set your standards at the beginning. If you truly love a person, sit down and talk, just like you and I are talking now, with your significant other. You know, you set standards, boundaries, and so, you know, I love you, I'm in love with you, but this is one thing that I'm not going to allow to happen in a relationship. And it'd be numerous of things, but I think if you stand your grounds and then be firm in love, you know, not being derogatory or degrading them or pushing them up under the bus in any kind of way, but you have to pick your battles as well.
Yeah.
And when you see them do something that rub you the wrong way, let them know then instead of later on down the road.
Okay. Now, I got one last question, because at the beginning you mentioned God. To you, love is God. What does God's love like mean to you, I guess?
Oh, totally unconditional. Agape love, totally unconditional.
Just totally unconditional?
Totally unconditional. You know, I think, and I don't want to get religious here, but some of the scriptures say something about Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. You know, and that was the type of love that you should have from one another, because believe it or not, at the end of the day, you doing what you know how to do, even in a relationship, until you grow and, you know, you learn and you grow from that. But you're only doing what you know how to do. And so you have to give people some grace in that. Give them some grace, you know, when you in a relationship with a person. Give them some space, but definitely stand your grounds, you know, when there's some high standards involved.
What does love mean to you, bruh?
Baby, don't hurt me. Love means, I think it depends on the context. When you, I feel like the word is thrown around so much. You can love something and you can love someone. I think those two are very different. To me, love is hard work. I would say love is very hard, because when it comes to relationships with another person, people say, oh, you know, if you love someone, it'll be easy. Because you love someone doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And anything in life that you want to achieve that's good, that's worth value, isn't going to be easy. So I think it requires, you know, sacrifice, discipline, emotional and intellectual intellect. And it's multi-layered. But love is definitely hard, but also love is very, very good. What about you? What do you think love is?
I think it is multi-layered as well. I think it starts off as a feeling. Like you feel like you want to do everything for this person. You want to be around the person. You want to do things for them. You want them to do things with you. Do things for you. But I guess at a certain point it does turn to work. Like you gotta, like even if they ask you to do something, or they want you to do a favor for them or something like that, you know, you might not want to do it. You do it anyways, just out of love for that person. You know, compromise and all that. With any relationship, whether that be family relationship, friendship, or romantic relationship, you know, maybe they want to do something that you don't want to do, but you do it. Yeah, it's just like love is just a strong, it's like a force, you know.
Yeah.
You just feel it, you know. You just feel it for that person. And that's especially towards like romantic relationships, because I know when we speak of love, people usually go towards that, but even for I don't know, because romantic and like friendship and family relationships is a little different. I think family is more. Family's like. It's like work, but it's also like. It's not at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like that's your family. And they're good to you. Not everybody's family is good to them, but you know, you grew up in a nice household. You might hate them from time to time, but you know, you love them or dislike them from time to time, but you love them anyway. So
yeah,
you're gonna do what you do. Friendships take work, but if that's your ride or die, your dog, then it is what it is. And then romantic relationships also take work, you know. But
yeah, because love isn't just romantic; it's
yeah,
can fit many boxes.
Yeah.